Our SEMA 2025 coverage is sponsored by Hagerty. Along with providing insurance for special cars, Hagerty is home to Hagerty Drivers Club, Marketplace, Hagerty Media, and events like the Amelia, Radwood, and more. Learn more at Hagerty.com.
Hey everyone, James Reeves, AutoGuide.com here at SEMA 2025 here at the Nissan booth. We've been walking around taking some B-roll, some really cool cars and trucks that they've had, including Infiniti right behind us. However, immediately behind us, for my fellow JDM nerds, you guys have recognized this Nissan Patrol. For race nerds out there, you certainly recognize my buddy Chris. Chris, thank you. It's an honor to have you on the program. If they don't know who you are, give us the rundown.
Yeah, so my name is Chris Forsberg. I've been racing with Nissan for 22 years, racing professionally for 22 years, and mostly in the drifting space. And as of recently, a couple years ago, we started to race with Nissan in the off-road space. We built a Nissan Frontier. We took first in class at Nora 500, and we turned that into a whole campaign for the Nissan Frontier Forsberg Edition. And so all the components from Nismo Off-Road that were on that vehicle that won the race are now available for sale for the public, and you can recreate and build that vehicle for yourself. And then also, we started to build a road race campaign that is this GTZ up here on the four-post lift. It has the entire Nismo catalog underneath of it, which is why we put it up on the lift so you can see all those control arms, sway bars, end links, and the exhaust, so that we have this car built to the specs to run Grid Life Grand Touring next year. It's a 9-to-1 power to weight ratio class that we will be taking that Z Nismo out and competing wheel to wheel.
Chris, kind of a big deal. Thanks again for being on the program now. Before we get into the Patrol, I'm going to put you on the spot. Best Nissan ever made is?
Ooh, that's a tough one. R34 GTR.
Yeah, R34. R34.
Yeah.
Right on.
I go back and forth because 32 and 34, they're so it's hard to argue. And the reason why I love the 32 is exactly why I got the Nissan Patrol. You gotta love that 90s angular rad look. You know, that's the body style, that's the look, that's the feel. But you know, I've been driving a couple of 32s and 34s recently. I'm like, 34 just really screams at that late 90s, you know, JDM feel, which I love. You know, it's got like the cool dash and everything, and you know, the 32 is more of like, you got a tape deck. You know, it's a little more raw, which I do love. But yeah, I'm always torn between the two.
No, I mean, I think the vibe from the R32 is just totally immaculate. I think it's a really cool car. But speaking of that, the Patrol, and again, you really nailed it. I'm a nostalgic car owner. Look, nothing against the Patrols. I'm a Land Cruiser guy, but I will have one of these. I will have one of these. Talk to me about this one.
So this is a 1990 Y60 Nissan Patrol. It's right-hand drive. We imported it from Japan, and I was daily driving it at first. It had a TD42 engine, so it was a diesel 4.2-liter non-turbo, slowest vehicle I owned, and could barely get up its own hill. Yes. And so we started driving that around, having some fun with it, and then it was like, well, what can we do to make this thing like, you know, a little more wild, a little more crazy? And so we teamed up with Mobile One and Nismo Off-Road, and we went with the pitch of putting a TB48 swap into it, which is the 4.8-liter gasoline engine from the Y61 Patrol. And we were able to acquire this entire swap from a friend of mine whose brother lives in Lebanon, who knew someone in Dubai, who like did the full yank and swap and ship for us. It took us like 6 months to find a full swap to be able to do this. And then,
not even sure that's legal, but go ahead.
Oh, it's very legal. Yeah, just air freighting a 900-pound pallet from Dubai. Yeah, that was very cheap. And so we then, of course, the billet sheet metal intake, and then the single turbo G42 1200. This thing is absolutely nuts. Anti-lag flames over the roof. It's wild.
Numbers. What are we pushing here?
This thing is doing 800 wheel horsepower, and then so it's about 1,000 at the crank. And so yeah, it's way more to get yourself in trouble than you need.
Oh my.
Yeah.
God, that is absurd. And so this was your daily driver?
It was, and still, I actually drove it home before, you know, I drove it to and from the shop to my house and put some miles on the road before we brought it out here. So so she's got some road miles with the TB engine, and yeah, the TB48 engine can do about that 1,000 horsepower, that 800 wheel on the factory engine. You don't want to push it much more than that, but that's a lot for a stock engine. We do want to open it up and crack the 1,000 horsepower to the ground number. I don't really know why, but why do we do anything?
Yeah, there's sure. I mean, why not? Go ahead and do it. But look, Chris, this is wonderful, and it's wonderful having you on the program, man. Thank you honestly, for being on the program, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. We'll bring you more from SEMA 2025.